So let me read to you one more pair of lines from the Sermon on the Mount from Matthew 6. This is verse 22. The light of the body, holuchnos, which is really like a lamp. It's not just the phos, which is the kind of light in the total and abstract sense, but the luchnos, the light of the body, the lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, which is haplus, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. Holon tosomasu skatenon estai. If therefore that light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? If thine eye be evil, thine whole body shall be full of darkness. Think if for a second, right, in the context of having just read that Kempis, that Thomas de Kempis passage, why it is that the comparison here is not between good and evil, but single and evil, simple, haplus, right? It's because the delight in one thing, in God alone, is what we're getting when we trade in the desires of the world, right? If thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be photenon, shall be full of light. And so when the light is the luknos, right, which is, like I said, the lamp, right, it's giving you phos, which is to say the light, right? It's not the point of it. The point of it isn't the eye. The point is that the light is a kind of channel or a source for the phos. And the phos, right, the light, is the way that the whole world looks. Light is the kind of thing, right, that you don't look directly at, right? You don't look directly into the sun. You see and know the world by the influence of that light. And so it's not that like your eye is projecting light out like the sun is projecting light out, although that is a thing that was kind of thought in antiquity. But Christ is using that idea here to get at something much more profound, which is that the way that you commit to looking at the world colors the whole world. If you do that, right, your whole being, your whole body shall be full of light, shall be photenon. But if not, how great is that darkness? Because everything, even good things, right, even things that you desire and then get, contribute to just the sort of the hamster wheel of the world, which sometimes promises good, then dashes your hopes and, just wraps you up in all of this sort of pride and self-dealing. When you give all of that up and your eye becomes haplus, becomes single, then the whole world, right, and your whole body is full of light. That's why the eye is a light, right? Sometimes people read this and they think, oh, well, Jesus just had an old, pre-scientific idea about how vision works. And one of the marvels, one of the miracles of the incarnation is he may well have, right? I'm not one of those who believes that Jesus was omniscient at every point of his incarnation, which is to say, I think one of the things he shucked off and gave up for us when he took on flesh, right, was his omniscience, which he has in eternal time, right, in outside of time, he has that omniscience with the Father, co-eternal with the Father. All of that's true as the second person of the Trinity. But I think that the incarnation brings lack upon him, right? Brings need and ignorance even, or perhaps a better way of putting it that wouldn't have that connotation rather than ignorance is, not non-knowledge, lack of knowledge, brings it upon him. So it's perfectly plausible to me that Jesus believed in what's called the extramission theory of vision. And intramission was kind of an innovation of the early medieval period and of the, this sort of science that comes into the natural science that kind of becomes popular at that time. So it took a long time for people to figure this out, but that's beside the point, right? The material, the matter of this idea about the eye is here standing in for, right? It's what Jesus is not giving you is a scientific explanation of how light works materially. What he's giving you is a perfect image for how metanoia works, right? For how repentance works. If your eye, right, is turned toward God, it is haplus, right? You give everything else up except for him, then you get this light of the whole world.